Winter is quickly coming upon us, and that means that I need heat, especially with the cold weather coming, but also some other things that are happening. I need to get heat in this bus ASAP. So my plan is to put the heater, the diesel heater here. I have it over here in this box, and I'm gonna open the box with you. I will leave a link in the description to the exact diesel heater that I purchased. I actually put a diesel heater in my van when I had it. Samantha Olmstead happened to be in the Nashville area at the time, and I think her grandfather helped her install one, and she was kind enough to come help me install mine. So after you do it once, it's super easy, but the first time is a little intimidating. I didn't think I could do it on my own. So I kind of want to walk you guys through this process. So I do have a video on installing it in the van, but it wasn't like a step-by-step thing. So this time I'm going to try my best to film this video for anyone who is looking to install a diesel heater. And if you're by yourself, I want to be able to show you exactly how to do it so that you can feel a little bit more confident and not be so intimidated and confused by it, because I was when I bought my first one. And then I helped Isaac install the diesel heater on Vin Diesel, so I'm pretty confident I can do this on my own. The only part I'm not looking forward to is figuring out exactly where I'm going to cut the hole for it because of what's underneath the bus, but I already took a look at it, and I will show you guys what underneath looks like as well as far as where I'm placing it. But it's going to be behind the driver's seat. This is a really small space. In my van, I had it under the passenger seat, and it kept the whole thing warm. So I think it's a great placement. And then this particular diesel heater and the one I had in my van, it does come with a T tube, so you can tee it off and have it in two different places. I'm not sure that I'm gonna do that. I might though, so we'll see. Let's open the box. Well, you guys, I just took a pretty gnarly fall. Getting out of the bus, and I landed right on the stairs on my arm and on my back, and my arm's starting to swell and my back hurts really bad. So no diesel install today. So I'm gonna rest, and I don't know how bad it really is. Just right now it's pretty painful. So I'm just gonna take it easy, and then I'll jump back into this maybe hopefully tomorrow, but we'll see. Alright, YouTube, it has been a few days since you saw me last. I took a tumble, as you guys saw. Well, no, you didn't see it, but you saw the aftermath a little bit. I got some bruises, if you could see them. And I'm still really sore. I took a few days off, and I didn't know. There's no way I could do this on my own with this being my dominant arm and then having to use force to drill some holes in this metal. So Donna Van Life is here, and she's going to help me install the diesel heater. And so, like I said, I wanted to kind of do this in a step-by-step manner so that if you guys are trying to figure out how to install a diesel heater, I promise you it is not as intimidating as it might seem. So we're gonna go through, I'm gonna open the box, I'm gonna go through all the parts. So we're gonna go through all the parts that it comes with, and then I'm just basically gonna take you guys through the whole process of installing it and show you guys that it really isn't as hard as it can seem with some of the instructions it comes with. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this is where I plan on installing the diesel heater. It'll go through the floor right there. And I'm thinking I'm gonna box it off, and the filter is just gonna go right over the front, and it'll come out right here. And it'll be, this is such a small space that it'll be plenty to keep it warm. And then the back, as you can see, is kind of like the fan. So that will be able to kind of get enough air and stuff, airflow through this part. So it'll be boxed off so you can't see it, but it'll be open here. So it'll get plenty of circulation.
Fall is my favorite season. These were
So the first thing that you want to do once you're like ready to dive into installing the diesel heater is obviously know where you're gonna put it. I'm putting mine behind the driver's seat, and it actually works out perfectly from below. There's nothing in the way. I will actually show that to you guys too. And so since I know where it's essentially gonna come out, what I gotta do is make a template for the hole that I'm going to have to cut through the floor. And Isaac said to use a piece of cardboard, but I had a different idea. So here's what I'm gonna do. So I figure I'm just gonna use this tape to kind of tape it off like this. Clean it up a bit here. And essentially, we'll just cut out this square here, and it should be perfect for that. So getting this diesel heater in here has definitely been a journey. It's been a couple of days. It rained yesterday and all day the day before. So I took yesterday off from anything I needed to do, and I helped Isaac with the big project that he is working on. And now we are back to getting this diesel heater installed. It typically will take like half a day if you know what you're doing, and about a day if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm just getting everything ready that I need to cut into the metal. All right, so we're gonna pre-drill a hole with this, and then we are going to use this to actually cut the hole. I don't know if this blade is for metal, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on a new blade that is for thick metal. So that's typically the hardest part of installing the diesel heater. So now what I'm gonna do is hook up the hoses that'll go underneath. I like to hook them up and then put them through the hole. I just think that it's easier that way. And so that's what we're gonna do next. Now for this little one, it's a little bit different. So this is actually going to be what plugs into that, but we'll have to take this part and cut a little bit, and we'll hook it to this part and this part. So this will basically be the middleman. Couple of these fittings, and it'll go on each end.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can. You go, no. And it works like
All right, that part's done. So it's been a while, people, bear with me, but we're supposed to put this on first and then do all of this. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'll see you in just a second. Now that this is properly done, we can stick it through the hole.
Let me get in a better position.
Careful of the metal.
Come on, baby. You want to quit, huh? Alright, go ahead on down, hands out the way.
So here's what it looks like from underneath, and just like in my van, I'm going to put the pump and everything inside, and so I'm gonna pull this through this hole that was actually already here from a screw that I had taken out. I did patch it, but I took the patch job off that I did. So I'm just gonna put the hose through there, just like this. And I'm gonna run everything inside. So the pump and everything will be inside. A lot of people say it's really loud. I've had it inside before. I didn't think it was that loud, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll wind up sealing all of this off with silicone or something, rather another, some way or another. I'm making progress. And this one has to be on the bottom, so this will loop into here. And this one is going to come back around and come out that end and go into the tank. So the next step is to connect this line to this fuel tank. So there is actually a hole where the stop sign used to be right here, and I'm actually going to make that a diesel gas access opening, basically like normal, like where you normally go, you pump your gas. I'm going to be able to do that, but with the diesel fuel, and that's going to be routed to the fuel tank. So I'm going to want this to be visible from the door. So this will be hidden from the actual, like when you walk inside, you won't be able to see any of this. You'll see how that's going to happen later. But for now, I want to be able to move my seatbelt here and look at the fuel tank as I'm filling up with gas, with diesel gas, so that I don't overflow it. So because I have to actually see it and it's in an awkward position, normally you mount it on this side through this side. But what I'm gonna do is once there is a wall here, I'll mount it to the wall, but just temporarily. I'm gonna pre-drill holes here and I'm going to zip tie it. So it'll be zip tied to this metal part right here, which I won't be doing a ton of driving, maybe a short trip here or there in between finishing the entire build. This wall here will be going up pretty quickly, so I'm not necessarily too worried about it. Right now we do have something coming up that we may need to take this bus for, so that's the only reason why I do want to make sure that it's zip tied and in place. And then we are going to get this hooked up, we'll zip tie this, and then it should be ready aside from electrical. So let's get that done, and then I will explain the electrical part. And we also have to like permanently mount it and mount the two mount the exhaust pipe and the filter on the bottom. So we're not totally done yet, but as far as wiring this up goes, we're almost finished. So before I get to this tank, I'm actually going to mount this just so I make sure I have enough room to drill into these holes. And I'm also going to seal it off as well. So So next step is the tank. I got this. We got this, guys. Okay. So you want to feed it in like this so that it's at an angle. It's got all these four little things that cause it to go in different directions. And the thing is it has a hole that goes all the way through. So if your string is firm enough and it should go all the way through like that. Then we tie a knot at the end of this one. I'm going to snip that there, and this should get it through. So oh my goodness, you guys, it's been a long day. You're supposed to do it the other way. Like that, you guys. We're done. So we can just snip this. There's the other piece of that. Then this nipple ring is gonna go over that. And then we got our bolt. So as you can see, this still moves. So for now, I'll add a little Velcro here on the ground, and then it'll just be Velcroed, and that'll help hold it in place until I have this wallet that I can screw this into. So for now, I'm gonna move that aside. We're gonna come over here, and we are actually gonna connect this to the power. This is the big jumble of cords that it comes with. This is the fuse. I didn't connect my diesel heater to anything other than a 12-volt car charger, and I used it for my Jackery, so we'll be hooking it up that way for now until I get my electrical done. Then we will be hardwiring it into the electrical system. But for now, let's get it wired up to the 12-volt. So this goes here. So this one will actually plug right into this one. The next one that we have is this, and this actually connects to our control system, essentially. So this is actually a remote on here, which I'm going to take off. Okay, so this is the remote. We'll keep that for later. So these two plug into each other. So get them lined up right. Snap those together, and then it screws together here. And then I will be mounting this up there, and I will show you guys that in just a moment. So again, these are the two fuses. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up to a car charger. I'll just show you. So here is my max fan, and I hooked this up to this so that I could just plug it into a Jackery and use it that way. But now I'm going to disconnect this from the max fan since I don't use the max fan now, and we are going to hook this up to the diesel heater so that we can use it with the Jackery temporarily until it is hardwired into my electrical system. So after I did that, I wrapped it in electrical tape just in case. Hopefully that I did that right. We will see once we check it. We'll plug it into the Jackery. But for now, to finish it up, I'm gonna put this on last. But right now, I'm going to go put the exhaust on and hook up the filter. So let's do that. So for the filter, I'm gonna actually put it through this. It's like a metal clamp that was already here. So I'm just gonna use it, and then we'll go ahead and put the filter on, and then that is good to go. Alright, and last but not least is this. I just need a little bit, so I'm gonna cut it. I have plenty of this that I'll use when I redo this. So again, this is just temporary, so I'm not too worried about this. And that is it. The diesel heater is installed. All right, you guys, this is the moment of truth. Now, I don't have any diesel gas, so unfortunately I can't test it out that way. But just to see if I have power, that I hooked it up correctly, I already know it's gonna work. So yeah, let's see if she turns on. Do you see that, people? Do you see that, guys? It is on. She has power. So I am completely finished with the diesel installation. So now all you'd have to do is fill up your diesel tank with diesel fuel and you'd be good to go. You just turn her on, run her, and it does have settings to where you can, it's temperature controlled is what I'm trying to say. So you can temperature control it and it'll run at whatever temperature you want it to be. Once it gets there, it'll turn off and it'll keep the inside of your rig that temperature. At least that's the idea. When I had my diesel heater in my van, it was the best investment I ever made. And I'll never have another rig without one. So if you're thinking about getting one, I highly recommend it. And I hope that this video helped you guys if you're trying to figure out how to install it. The instruction manual that it comes with is kind of crazy, but once you do it once, it's pretty simple. It's taken me all day, but it's been a while since I've installed one, and this is the first time that I've installed it 100% on my own. So I'm super proud of myself for getting it done, especially after the crazy week that I've had falling down the stairs, and I'm still pretty bruised up, but I'm not as sore. And just working, I can feel my back muscles where I'm bruised. It's like specifically hurts right there, unfortunately, but I'm gonna not work too hard, but work through it, keep moving forward and get as much done as I can. With winter coming, I just want to try and complete the build as much as I possibly can. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to just try and bust my butt to get this build as far along as I possibly can, because once it gets real cold, it's gonna suck working in the cold, but it is what it is. So hopefully I get pretty far to where I can keep the doors closed as I work and keep the heater on. So that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do hope this video helped you, and if it did, then I am just glad. That's exactly what I wanted for this video. I didn't have, of all the videos I watched, there wasn't any step-by-step. I tried to do my best to show you guys exactly how to do it in order, step-by-step. So it's pretty simple. The instructions don't make it seem that way. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of this build come to life, and I will see you guys on tomorrow. Hopefully this video comes out Thursday, which will be tomorrow for me, and tomorrow for you guys will be Friday. I'll be going live at 5 o'clock, and Isaac's big announcement will happen, so I hope you guys stay tuned and are excited for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.